Welcome to Rainy Day Rabbit Holes, where we take the history of the West off the rails.
If you like your history unhinged, you are in the right place.
I am Shea.
And I'm Jody.
Let's fall down the rabbit hole. Okay, Jody, I've got an unhinged tale from the untamed wilds of the Yukon Territory.
Ooh.
But instead of Alaska, today we are visiting Canada.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But before we get in, a little warning to our listeners. The following tale is not for the faint of heart or weak of stomach. But if you've got a taste for the macabre and a thirst for the bizarre, let's dive into the unhinged history of Dawson City's infamous Sourtoe Cocktail Club.
Oh. Dawson City has a lot of unhinged stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I've never heard of.
So Dawson City is a small town, like 1,600 people, which also makes it the second largest municipality in the Yukon Territory.
That's why it's famous.
And it is in the Canadian territory of Yukon. Okay, and so a little sidebar here. I'm going to admit my own ignorance about the Yukon. I guess I have a probably very American habit of just straight up forgetting about Canada. Like, I'm really sorry, and I assume everything is in the U.S. Yeah, America.
Well, Canada is part of the U.S.
Oh, yes, the 51st state.
Well, to be honest, I've loved being up here in the Northwest and having them be such a similar neighbor, really. I mean, I've always just kind of been like, why do I have to pass the border like this? We're all one around here.
They're our friends, or they were.
We aren't afraid of each other. Just let me through.
Until now. But anyway, so yeah, I just thought the Yukon was a territory in Alaska.
Yeah, I did too. And I'll be honest, I didn't know till this last year that it wasn't, because of an incident that happened with somebody I know, and they needed medical attention up there and had to be flown down. And it was like no man's land up there.
Yeah. So it is a territory in Canada. It is the territory that actually borders Alaska. That's the Yukon Territory. It's multilingual. They have English, French, and First Nation languages are the official languages of the Yukon Territory.
They're smarter than us.
They are. It contains the highest mountain in Canada, Mount Logan, which is also the second highest mountain in North America after Denali.
McKinley.
F*** you. It's Denali. And it's the Gulf of Mexico, for sake. Yeah. I got to beep.
Daily, I go to Google
go
and tell them.
Body of water.
I'm like, stop being a simp.
Sorry, we're going on a rant for the day. Anyway, within the Yukon is the region called Klondike.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would I do for a Klondike bar? Basically anything.
Yeah, right. I love them,
bar.
especially the mint one.
Oh, and the little crunchy shell.
Yes, perfect crunchy shell.
So good. And that lies around the Klondike River. And this is the area famous due to the Klondike Gold Rush, which started in 1896 and lasted until 1899. And gold is still mined there. It has a subarctic climate bordering on a tundra climate. So it has short, warm summers and crazy cold and long winters. So this is the setting for our tale, Dawson City along the Yukon River. And girl, the more I talk about Alaska, the more I think we need to do a road trip this summer.
Ooh, I've always wanted to do this.
And
I know it's crazy.
Well,
it's
we
far.
can hit all these great Canadian places on the way up to Alaska if they let us in. And I wouldn't blame them if they didn't.
Well, I say
or if we're literally at war with them.
We have to take our podcast gear with us and then not come home.
I know, that's a possibility. Could we just ask for refugee status when we hit BC? Be like, I love Vancouver.
It is actually my plan to go on quote unquote vacation at some point.
Just like, whoops.
Sorry.
Our story.
Okay, delete that. They're going to know, and then I'm going to get caught.
Okay, I'll delete that. Our story kicks off in the frostbitten wilds of the 1920s Yukon Territory, where brothers Otto and Louis Lycan were living the high life as bootleggers, smuggling illicit hooch into Alaska during Prohibition. Canadian Prohibition ended right before American Prohibition started. So that's why here in Washington, all of our illegal hooch in the night during Prohibition, most of it was Canadian liquor because it was legal to have liquor in Canada. And so they would just smuggle it into the United States.
Easy peasy.
So the brothers would make their runs during snowstorms to make it more difficult for the police to track them. But one fateful night, amidst a blizzard, Louis made the rookie mistake of stepping into a puddle of icy water, which soaked his foot. And by the time they reached their cabin, Louis's right foot was frozen solid. In a move that would make a DIY surgeon proud, the brothers decided to...
Is there such a thing?
Sure.
Oh my gosh, it's terrifying.
Rich is always getting me to trying to get me to cut off a skin tag on him. And I was like, I'm not. He's like, here, I'm just going to go razor blade and you're just going to cut it off. I'm like, no.
I feel like my cat nail clipper, claw clippers, the little thing, you could put it in that little circle and squeeze it and it would come off.
Oh, that's a great idea. Just have to sanitize it.
Yeah. From a cat claw. Ooh.
Ugh, gross. So the brothers decided to amputate the offending digits to prevent gangrene from setting in.
How many?
They did not say.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
it's a good call.
Just a toe. Sometimes it's toes.
Okay, got it.
This is legend, right? The method accounts vary. Some say they used a saw. Others claim an axe. Oh. And the more theatrical versions suggest a gun was involved or it was chopped off with horse snippers and cauterized with a red hot iron.
That's probably the best option.
Probably. Though I'm sure they didn't sanitize those horse snippers.
It's okay. You're going to cauterize it.
Regardless of the tool, the toe was severed. And instead of tossing it to the wolves, they preserved it in a jar of alcohol because apparently that's what you do with spare body parts in the Yukon.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to the preserved toe? I'll get to the rest of the story after this quick break.
We both want to go.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back. And if you want ad-free episodes, please consider becoming a patron of the show. For just $5 per month, you get not only ad-free episodes, but bonus content and so much more. Head to rainydayrabbitholes.com/support for more info. All right. On to this totally amazing tale. Totally. All right. So fast forward to 1973. Legend has it that Captain Dick Stevenson, also known as the River Rat, a man with a love for the peculiar, a man with a love for the peculiar, a man with a love for the peculiar. God, I can't say
peculiar.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you say a man with a love for, and I'll say peculiar, and then we'll move on.
A man with a love for the
peculiar.
Now it doesn't sound like a real word.
A man with a love for the weird.
Perfect. And a flair for the dramatic, like us, bought an old cabin once occupied by the Lycan brothers, where he stumbled upon an old pickle jar with a dried up human toe inside. Now, most people would have recoiled in horror, but not Captain Dick. He saw potential. That night, while drinking with some reporter friends, they got talking about the toe, and the sourtoe was invented on the spot after about 10 rounds of beer. With a twinkle in his eye and probably a few drinks, 10 rounds of beer, in his system, he brought the preserved digit to the Sourdough Saloon in Dawson City in the downtown hotel. There, he introduced the world to the Sourtoe cocktail, a drink of your choice, garnished with a mummified human toe.
Like for real?
For real.
That's disgusting.
The original...
it wasn't a pickle that looked like one.
No, it was a toe.
My gosh.
The original cocktail was a beer glass filled with champagne and, of course, the toe.
That's a lot of champagne.
So, and you only have to pay $5 extra to have the toe in your drink.
So, and it was his actual toe, or were they collecting more toes?
It was that toe they found in the cabin.
Oh, and they just kept passing it around.
So now,
oh my God.
All of these stories just tell that legend. They don't tell, there's no sources for the legend other than the story.
Right.
So, Captain Dick Stevenson could have made the whole provenance of the toe up. There's not a paper trail.
Right.
But it sounds good. There's one rule. Here it is. You can drink it fast. You can drink it slow. But your lips must touch the toe.
Oh, my gosh. Did people die?
Nobody's died from the toe. Thus was born the Exalted Order of the Yukon Sourtoe, or the Sourtoe Cocktail Club.
Still in existence?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So the whole idea was a lark, but soon caught on, and tourists visiting the Klondike started to ask for them. It is now estimated that more than 100,000 people have paid for the privilege of touching their lips to a mummified toe.
That is disgusting.
Would you do this?
No.
If I paid you $5,
No,
would you do this?
no.
If I paid for the drink and gave you $5?
No.
How about no?
Not a mummified toe, not happening. A fake one.
Think about it.
Food grade.
It's in your drink, and alcohol is a great
No.
solvent. And it is extracting human flesh and DNA into your drink, and you're drinking. You are a cannibal if you've had a Sourtoe cocktail.
Yes.
100%. And look, I am not turning my nose up at some human flesh if I am trapped up in like the frozen
Right.
woods.
I
and
would not judge
need-
anybody surviving on human
I
flesh.
will. I promise I will eat you.
Sam, please do.
Yes, please do. I'd
Please
rather
do.
have you eat me than a stranger.
Yes, 100%.
You've seen this.
or
but-
die. I don't want you to die. If I'm laying there with useless meat, use it.
Yeah. I've seen that booty. That looks
Right.
delicious. I will eat
Oh
that.
my
But, oh,
gosh.
God. Okay. I beep. Can't say that on the radio. Okay. The original toe had a good run until 1980 when a miner.
The original toe.
The
Oh my
original
God,
toe.
1980.
Yes. When a miner named Gary Younger, the 725th person to be inducted into the order, after downing back-to-back Sourtoe cocktails, fell off his stool and accidentally swallowed
No.
it on his 13th glass of champagne.
Oh my God.
Toe was never recovered.
Nobody dug through the aftermath? Or it was so dissolved by then.
Would pieces of bone come out?
I would imagine, yeah.
'Cause
I don't
I
think
mean,
they
like,
would
when-
digest
Like
that.
animals, pieces of bone will come out in their
Yeah.
scat. So I feel like humans, like the bone from the toe should
Yeah.
come out.
But I'm wondering how much
And
of
what
that
about
was
the
still
nail?
existence, you know?
Would a human stomach digest nails?
I would think no, but I don't know.
Oh my God. So gross. Okay. Over the years.
Let's try it. You eat yours. I'll eat mine. I'm just kidding. You want to switch?
Okay, look.
Too many episodes, too many champagnes.
If we're trapped, they did not have mummified toes in them, but maybe we need to spice it up.
Should we make this drink this weekend at the girls' weekend? Let's find like something that
fake
looks like a toe.
Oh God. I like well, they look like a dried up shriveled date, but with
there
a
we
toenail.
go. Mm-hmm.
So could we not do a date with a piece of almond or something as the
Oh,
toenail?
yes.
And drop it in there and see what people. I bet we could make it look like a toe because dates are pretty like malleable.
Mhm. Ooh, look at
jeez.
us. Using big words and at the same time.
And after a bottle of champagne.
We shared.
Yes. Okay. Over the years, more than 8 toes have gone missing or been stolen or destroyed, each with its own peculiar backstory. But donated replacement toes have been delivered following lawnmower accidents, post-mortem removal, or amputations for diabetes and inoperable corns.
This is a real story.
This is a real story. You just throw them in a jar of salt and they cure.
You know, the Northwest Territory is a very unique place.
So they always have a couple of toes like
real
at the
toes.
bar to swap through because after they go through so many cocktails night and they have a specific hours. It's like 9 to 11 p.m. You can get a Sourtoe cocktail because the toes start to get soggy. So they have to swap them out
Oh my God.
and put them back in salt to dry them out again.
Do they have a health department?
It's the middle of the freaking
I
tundra.
feel like this is not okay.
no,
So many things.
it's so gross. The largest donation so far was a collection of 5 toes donated by a miner who had his leg run over by a bulldozer. So I guess if your whole leg gets amputated, you could just be like, can you please cut off all my toes?
Please, I'd like to donate my toes to the
Girl,
cocktail world.
If this ever happens
oh
to
yeah,
me.
before we compost.
Oh, yes.
Before
Or
we
if for
we'll put
some
them on
reason
ice. We'll send them up there.
I have to have a limb amputated.
Yeah.
Should I reach out to his owner and see if he wants to donate that digit? Just
So
so sick.
I think gosh, it's been a few days.
It's probably too
gone.
late. Yeah, it's too late.
It's incinerated.
In the incinerator, yeah. Biohazard. So gross. Okay. In 2013, a 38-year-old American author named Josh Clark sauntered into the downtown hotel's Sourdough Saloon, plunked the toe in a glass of Yukon Jack whiskey, and deliberately swallowed the toe.
Why? What is wrong with these people?
He chased it with a few sips of beer, slammed down the $500 fine, and swaggered out, leaving the club toeless once again.
Mic drop.
This brazen act led to the fine being increased to $2,500
Yeah, it
to
was just too
deter
easy.
future toe swallowing shenanigans. Yeah. Like on a dare, people would be like,
yeah, I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you don't make it high enough, it's worth it.
The bar patrons and townspeople were enraged.
About the fine or that he did that?
That he did that. The bar manager started searching the town looking for Josh, intending to make him throw up the toe.
What?
He said he'd give him his money back
Shut up.
if he could throw up the toe and return it to service.
This is an alternate reality here.
Then, in 2017, one of the toes disappeared on a Saturday night. The culprit later mailed the toe back to the saloon with a regretful note. I'm deeply sorry. I was way too drunk and lost my mind celebrating a special Yukon date, the note reads. I returned it as fast as possible and not damaged. Sincerely, a drunken fool.
Oh my gosh.
The toe was returned and cured in a little salt before being returned to duty.
Cured in a little salt.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Today, the Sourtoe cocktail remains a morbid rite of passage to those visiting Dawson City. Participants gather nightly between 9 and 11 p.m. at the Sourdough Saloon, eager to join the exclusive Sourtoe Cocktail Club. Do you think Keith would do it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're gonna go up there and we're gonna have Keith do it and we're gonna video it.
Oh, there we go.
Doing it.
Yeah, he'd do it.
I wonder if Rich would. If Keith was doing it,
Maybe.
maybe we got them drunk.
Well, definitely he would do that first. He would do that. That would be part of his plan
Yes.
to do it.
I thought about Keith in this story. I was like, we could get Keith to do this.
100%.
And then you'd be like, you're not kissing me tonight. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
And then we'd have papers. No, I'm just kidding.
Papers for him to sign.
Bye. I'm not kissing you again. There's no point of us being together.
The ritual is simple yet stomach churning. Choose your drink, have the mummified toe dropped in, and ensure your lips make contact with the desiccated digit.
That is insane.
Upon successful completion, you'll receive a certificate and bragging rights that few can claim. We have to do this and make Keith do it for us because I don't want to. I don't think you do either.
No, I'm not doing that.
I mean,
I'm a nurse. I know better.
Do you think either of us could get drunk enough that we would?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was quick.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to think about it.
It's why I don't drink much.
Because bad decisions
This is
are
my
made.
limit here. This is verging on bad decisions. You've heard this episode.
Do you have a miniature donkey yet?
No, but I think about it often since that day. They're so cute.
You're going to need somebody to hoe your little
Garden.
tiny garden. Plow for you. And it's little, so you just need a little donkey to do it.
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped about it. Donkeys are the best.
And that's how you can justify it to Keith. Is be like, he's going to be our plow animal.
Yes, I'm super excited.
So over the years, the Sourtoe Cocktail Club has become a symbol of Dawson City's quirky charm and resilient spirit. Despite the challenges, be it swallowed toes, thefts, or the natural decay of mummified digits,
That
it's literally dissolving in alcohol every night. And then they put it back in some salt for a while to like dry it out again and then dump it in your drink.
That is so weird. So weird.
The club continues to receive toe donations from generous and often unfortunate individuals, ensuring the Sourtoe legacy lives on. Like some guy who was he was some military something or other. He got frostbite and had to lose a toe, and so donated it. And so that's people will just donate when they lose a toe or to the.
I'm going to recommend this to anyone when it comes up.
Yes, if
They have to
anybody's
lose
like,
toes.
I have to have some toes amputated.
I mean, I work in ophthalmology now, so
Wait.
my encounters will be less
Whose
likely. But
dad just had a toe amputated? One of my friend's dads has diabetes and just had to have a toe amputated. So I'm gonna have to remember who that is and let them know.
yeah, I wonder if
How do you go about getting your amputated toe?
I don't know
because isn't that a biohazard?
They don't let you do it anymore. I've heard of people being able to do it, so they must have convinced pieces, parts, whatever. But for the most part, they tell you no because it's a biohazard and it's got to be disposed
They gave me my
of.
implants.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but I mean, those are made out of silicone. And
Right.
They're
They're not.
off. Yeah,
As long as they've
it's not biological
got nothing,
matter anymore.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen whole legs in the morgue,
If I had to have a limb amputated, I kind of would want the bones.
and then like,
Turn it into a lamp.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. You could, yeah, I don't know if I would want that of my own.
I don't know. I think it would just be macabre and weird.
Do you want me to take my bones out before I compost, and you can have those, and you can make a whole lamp in the corner, a skeleton lamp?
Yes. Thank you. There's a lot of bones in the human body.
A lot. I mean,
That's like a big puzzle, and I don't know if I'm that into puzzles.
But think of this.
How about just your
my
skull?
composting would be a lot faster.
How much is your skull?
Okay.
I'll take your skull. I'll make it into a candle holder.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, without these, I don't know that it would be worth it anyway. So you may as well just start.
Actually, what if you did a skull and you did one of these like crazy lights in the skull, and so the lights were like shooting out of the eyes, like a disco skull?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that. There we go.
Play some music.
We're sick. Okay, so
That's how you live on.
Captain Dick Stevenson passed away in 2019, and the word was that he willed his toes to the bar to be served in his infamous cocktail. A toe-shaped urn with the captain's photo had been waiting for him right above the bar
Oh my gosh.
at the downtown that stated his year of birth and then a blank space for his year of death.
Oh my gosh.
So if you ever find yourself in the Yukon with a hankering for the bazaar, head on over to the Sourtoe Saloon, order a drink, pucker up, and prepare to kiss the toe.
Ew.
How about new?
Well, Shay, that was
Unhinged?
Yeah, that's unhinged. I love that.
That is
That's just like one of
unhinged
our
history.
first unhinged history stories, and that is
And it's still Pacific Northwest, technically,
yes, unhinged for sure. I can't believe people do this. It's still like that's just
Yeah.
insane.
So if we do a Alaska road trip, we have to go there.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. Actually, I don't know why.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do that. Make Keith drink the Sourtoe cocktail. Oh, it's so gross.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait till he hears this episode. I'm not going to give him any preface.
Keith, sorry, just to
Signed
inform you, we're going to Alaska this summer and you're drinking a cocktail that has a toe in it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to film it.
Do you think he needs to get like a tetanus shot or something? What?
Yeah, let's find out. Hep B, Hep C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make sure to cover their bases. I mean, it's mummified and
Yeah,
cured
it's
in
pretty
salt
cured.
and then it's been in alcohol.
Let's find out what happens if you ingest mummified human parts, and we'll prepare.
Well,
We can get him some prophylactic antibiotics.
Well, there was, back in like Pliny the Elder's day, using mummified human remains in patent medicine was a big thing. So there was this whole thing, I think, in the Middle East where they would pack a mummy in honey, and then
Sweet little mummy.
that honey was used for whatever ails you
Oh my god.
that had been soaked in mummy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because honey would be fine on its own. It's got some antibacterial and
That's why you
healing
can put honey on a
wound.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this bizarre
Very bizarre.
tale. And let us know if you maybe are part of the Sourtoe Cocktail Club.
Ooh,
if you
yeah.
are, we have
my
to
gosh.
know. I
If
want to know
you've-
everything.
100%.
Give us details, every detail.
Yes.
We want to hear the whole story. So you can either find us on social media, Rainy Day Rabbit Holes everywhere, a Rainy Day Rabbit Holes pod sometimes, or just look up Rainy Day Rabbit Holes, or go to our website. We have links, rainydayrabbitholes.com. You can support us by, if you don't have the wherewithal to support us monthly at Patreon on our website, you could also just do a one-time donation of $5, like buying us a coffee. So it's like buying us a coffee. Sit down, have a cup of coffee with us. We, in fact,
yeah.
if you want to have an email conversation for that cup of coffee, absolutely. Just email me, Shea at rainydayrabbitholes.com. rainydayrabbitholes.com/support to find out more about the ways you can support us, including you could buy a t-shirt, or I have the cutest, I actually am going to buy one of these for myself, the crop sweatshirts. Have you seen those on our website?
You're going to buy one, huh?
Well, I can order a sample.
Yeah, there you go. Do that. And then I'll see if I want
They're
one.
so cute. I'm like, if I order it oversized, it won't actually be cropped.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Because I have a cropped sweatshirt that's like an extra large and it's not cropped unless I lift my arms.
It just looks it looks crop style.
That
but
gray sweatshirt that I
doesn't
wear all
show
the
your-
time
Oh, yeah, yeah.
is a cropped sweatshirt, but it's an
Okay.
extra large.
Got it. Yeah, I
So.
would do that for sure.
Yeah, it's the sweatshirt's really
Just not
cute.
show them a belly.
No, me neither. No one wants to see this belly. There's a mug. There's a water bottle. I
Yeah.
was thinking I need to get on there and do the dog coat.
Oh, yes. With your new little...
Well, if this dog ends up being my dog, he will have a rainy day rabbit holes dog jacket, shirt, whatever you call it,
I
onesie.
was thinking, I'm picturing ring coat.
I don't know if
I'm
they
just
have
picturing
it on there.
him in a little yellow ring coat
He has
with
a
our
little,
logo on it, some red boots.
cute, little rough. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time and
See you down the rabbit hole.